Schecter Guitar Research, commonly known simply as Schecter, is a U.S. guitar, bass and amplifier manufacturer. The company was founded in 1976 by David Schecter and originally produced only replacement parts for existing guitars from manufacturers such as Fender and Gibson. Today, the company mass-produces its own line of electric guitars, bass guitars, and steel string acoustic guitars, and offers hand-built custom instruments and a small line of guitar amplifiers. History = Custom shop days, 1976 1983 = In 1976, David Schecter opened Schecter Guitar Research, a repair shop in Van Nuys, California. The shop manufactured replacement guitar necks and bodies, complete pickup assemblies, bridges, pickguards, tuners, knobs, potentiometers, and miscellaneous other guitar parts. Eventually, Schecter supplied parts to guitar manufacturers such as Fender and Gibson and to Robert Talbot repair shops. By the late 1970s, Schecter offered more than 400 guitar parts, but did not offer any finished instruments. In 1979, Schecter offered, for the first time, its own fully assembled electric guitars. These guitars were custom shop models based on Fender designs. They were considered to be very high quality and very expensive, and were sold only by 20 retailers across the United States. Schecter guitars and parts have been used by, among others, Pete Townshend, Jeff Loomis, Rob Scollin, Mark Knopfler, Ritchie Blackmore, Chris Poland, Sinister Gates, Richard Patrick, JINXX, Jake Pitts, Tommy Victor, Dan Donegan, Robin Zonder, and Sean Morgan. Texan ownership and mass production, 1983 1987 By 1983, Schecter had reached its custom shop production limit and could no longer meet demand. That year, the company was purchased by a group of Texas investors who wanted to build upon Schecter's reputation for quality. The investors moved the company to Dallas, Texas, where they produced above-par quality guitars using both imported parts and Schecter parts under the Schecter name for less than 5 years. At the 1984 Winter NAMM show, Schecter introduced 12 new guitars and basses, all based on Fender designs. The most popular of these guitars was a Telecaster-style guitar similar to those that Pete Townshend played. Although Townshend never endorsed this model, it was known unofficially as the Pete Townshend model. Eventually, the Telecaster-style guitar became known as the Saturn, and the company's Stratocaster-style guitar became known as the Mercury. All guitars have the lawsuit peg heads. Schecter was still using Stratocaster and Telecaster headstocks, which Fender had allowed when they were a parts company. It appears this lawsuit may have essentially led to their closing in late 1986 to early 1987. The name was purchased by the current owners in late 1987. During this period, Schecter managed to sign one notable endorsee, Swedish guitarist Inge Malmsteen. Schecter built several custom guitars for Inge Malmsteen that featured scallop necks and reverse headstocks. Hesitate Shibuya and Reform, 1987 present In 1987, the Texas investors sold the company to Hesitate Shibuya, a Japanese entrepreneur who also owned the Musicians Institute in Hollywood and ESP Guitars. Shibuya moved the company back to California and returned Schecter to its custom shop roots, devoting all its efforts to manufacturing high-end, expensive custom instruments. Schecter guitars were once again only available from a few retailers, one of them being Sunset Custom Guitars located in Hollywood, which Hesitate Shibuya also owned. Sunset Custom Guitars happened to be the place where Michael Saravello, the future president of Schecter Guitar Research, worked. In 1995, Schecter introduced the highly sought-after S-Series guitars and basses, which were Fender-style instruments. In 1996, Hesitate Shibuya asked Michael Saravello to become Schecter's president and run the company. Michael Saravello, an experienced musician, brought to the company many well-known musicians as endorsees. These included Robert DeLeo of Stone Temple Pilots, and J. Noel Younger and Shawnee Silt of White Zombie, as well as Xavier Roan of Carbon Nation. Michael Saravello never really liked Fender designs, so he sought to distance the company from its past Fender-style models. Toward that end, he added the Avenger, Hellcat, and Tempest models to the Schecter catalog. He also wanted to reach out to a new generation of musicians who were ignored by most major guitar manufacturers. Yet, at this point, the company was only producing expensive, custom shop models. So, to realize his vision, Saravalo began searching for a factory that could mass-produce Schecter guitars while maintaining high-quality standards. In 1997, Michael Saravalo met with several Asian guitar manufacturers at the Tokyo Music Festival and subsequently decided on a factory located in Incheon, South Korea. Schecter's guitars would be built in the South Korea factory, after which they would be shipped to the US to be set up in a Schecter shop. At the 1998 Summer NAMM show, Schecter introduced the Diamond series, which included 6 affordably priced non-custom guitars. In 1999, Schecter added the 7-string A7 Avenger guitar to the Diamond series. It also introduced the C1, which was debuted by Jerry Horton in Papa Roach's Last Resort music video. The Diamond series is still in production to this day. Expanded custom shop, return of USA production, and Schecter amplification, 2013, present equals. In 2012, it was announced that Schecter expanded their custom shop, adding 14,000 square feet to the facility. Later the same year, Schecter announced a new line of USA-built guitars that would bring the company back to its roots. This included the acquisition of several CNC machines from Haas Automation and a new 1,500 square feet spray booth. The new line would be called the USA Production Series. These guitars were officially debuted at the 2013 Winter NAMM show. Schecter also announced a new line of hand-wound electric guitar and bass pickups that would be available on USA production and custom shop models, and possibly will be available for purchase in 2013. Along with the announcement of the USA Production Series, Schecter announced their introduction into the amplification market. These new amps would be designed in part with well-known amplifier designer James Brown, who is most famous for designing the PV 5150 amplifier in part with Eddie Van Halen and his line of effect pedals under the Amp Tweaker name. The amps first announced were the Hellraiser USA 100, Hellraiser Stage 100, Hellwin USA 100, and the Hellwin Stage 100. The USA versions are built in Schecter's USA custom shop, while the Stage series is built overseas. The Hellwin is the signature amp for Avenged Sevenfold guitarist Synyster Gates, who helped design the head with James Brown. Both amps make use of EL34 power tubes, an onboard noise gate, a passive and active input that compensate for the output difference by changing the circuit instead of reducing output, and a focus control that adjusts the low-end response. The differences between the Hellwin and the Hellraiser is the Hellwin's use of MIDI to control the amp. The Hellwin is also a 3-channel amp, as opposed to the Hellraiser's 2-channel design. Along with these amps, Schecter introduced a line of speaker cabinets, one featuring a 200W subwoofer called the Depth Charge, that would increase the cabinet's bass response. These amps were debuted, along with the USA production line, at Winter NAMM 2013. Diamond Series. The Diamond Series was first introduced in 1998, and consists of all the non-custom, mass-produced Schecter models. The Diamond Series is further divided into groups of guitars, which share common design characteristics. Schecter has stated that it will not customize any Diamond Series guitar, thus any Diamond Series guitar is sold as is. Although there are a large variety of models available in the Diamond range, many are mixed and matched parts from different Schecter guitars. For example, all Omen, C, Hellraiser, and Damien basses have the same body shape, although some have set necks rather than bolt-on necks, different finish colors, and different woods. However, Schecter produces many different guitars from a smaller number of core parts. This mix-and-match culture has the benefit of allowing guitarists to find a Schecter to fit their exact requirements, but negatively gives less of a core product range as shown by Gibson guitars who only have a small range of guitars available. Some of the best-known guitars made by Schecter are the C-Series in various configurations such as the Hellraiser and Blackjack models, and the S-Series, which included the S1 Elite guitars, which held some visual similarity to Gibson's Les Paul Double-Cut and Double-Cut Melody Maker Euro, and the S1. The Elite versions of Schecter's mass-produced instruments often include an arch top, abalone binding, a bound fretboard and a bound headstock with a headstock finish matched with that of the guitar body. Despite all the visually impressive dressing, these instruments remained quite affordable and the quality standard did not suffer. Pickups on many of the mass-produced Schecter models are almost always Duncan-designed humbuckers, usually with a push-pull coil splitter control that allows the full humbucker pickup sound to be split into the sharper tone characteristic of single-coil pickups. Schecter has also made an effort to appeal to more select market segments by occasionally producing a very limited run of its mass-produced guitar models equipped with novelty finishes. The Aviation series, which appeared around 2006 and ran for about a year, took certain mass-produced model bodies and equipped them with World War II U.S. aircraft color and marking patterns, and even special pickup covers that look like cooling louvers. Schecter is also a leader in the 7-string, and recently, 8-string guitar market. Schecter's Diamond Series guitars have enjoyed a growing positive reputation through the use of quality components such as Tone Pro's locking bridge products on non-tremolo models and original Floyd Rose double-locking tremolos on many of the 6- and 7-string models. Many models also feature USA EMG or Seymour Duncan pickups and Grover tuners. Products Guitars equals. The following list of guitars are correct as appears on the Schecter website: C-Series equals C1, C1 Blackjack, C1 Blood Moon, C1 Classic, C1 Blackjack X Baritone, C1 Elite, C1 Exotic Star, C1 FR, Schecter C1 Hellraiser FR, C1 Lady Luck, C1 Platinum, C1 Plus, C1 She-Devil, C1 She-Devil FR, C7, C7 Blackjack, C7 FR, C1 XXX, C8 Hellraiser, C1 Custom, S-Series equals S1, S1 Blackjack, Tempest Series equals Hellraiser Tempest, Tempest Blackjack, Tempest Classic, Tempest Custom, Tempest Extreme, 00 Series equals 006 Deluxe, 006 Extreme, Hellraiser 006, 007, 007 Elite, S1 Tribal equals Devil Tribal Deluxe, S1 Scorpion Tribal Deluxe, Devil Series equals Devil Custom, Devil Spine, Hollywood Series equals Hollywood Classic, Stargazer Series equals Stargazer, Stargazer 12, Sunset Series equals Hellraiser Sunset FR, Sunset Deluxe, Stiletto Series equals Stiletto 6 FR, Stiletto Classic Point Series equals PT, PT Fastback, PT Signature, Hellcat Series equals Hellcat 6, Ultra Series equals Ultra 3, Ultra Classic, Ultra Cure, Ultra 6 Bass Baritone, Artist Models. Loomis 7 and 7 FR, Paul Thompson Model, RS 1000 and Ultra Cure, Sinista Standard, Custom, Deluxe and Special, Vengeance Custom and ZV Blade, Pete D Model, Jake Pitts C1 FR, JINXX Recluse FR. Extreme Series equals 006 Extreme, Oman 6 Extreme, Oman 6 FR, Oman 6 FR Extreme, Oman 7 Extreme, Tempest Extreme, Demon equals Demon, Demon FR, Demon 7, Demon 7 FR, Hellraiser Series equals Hellraiser 006, Hellraiser Avenger, Hellraiser C1, Hellraiser C1 FR, Hellraiser C7, Hellraiser C7 FR. Sunset Hellraiser FR, Hellraiser Tempest, Hellraiser V1, Hellraiser V1 FR, Hellraiser C8 Limited Edition, Hellraiser DLX, Blackjack Series equals C1 Blackjack, S1 Blackjack, C1 Blackjack ATX, C1 Blackjack ATX FR, C1 Blackjack FR, C1 Blackjack X Baritone, C7 Blackjack, C7 Blackjack ATX. Tempest Blackjack, V1 Blackjack ATX, V1 Blackjack ATX FR, 5-1 Blackjack, Blackjack ATX C8, Avenger equals Avenger, Avenger F a limited edition, Omen Series equals Omen Solo 6, Omen 6, Omen 6 Extreme, Omen 6 FR, Omen 6 FR Extreme, Omen 7, Omen 7 Extreme, Omen 8, Damien Series equals Damien 7 FR. Damien B2, Damien B2 FR, Damien Special, Damien Special FR, Damien 6, Damien 7, Damien FR, Damien V1, Damien V1 FR, Damien Elite FR, Damien 7 Elite, Damien 8 Elite, V Series equals V1 Classic, Hellraiser V1, Hellraiser V1 FR, Blackjack ATX V1, Blackjack ATX V1 FR, Blackjack V1, Damien V1, Damien V1 FR, Hellraiser V7, Hellraiser V7 FR, Hellraiser V8, Solo Series equals Solo 6 Classic, Hellraiser Solo 6, Hellraiser Solo 6 F for limited edition, semi-hollow body equals Corsair, Corsair Bigsby, 7 strings. Equals C7 Blackjack, Damien 7, Hellraiser C7, Loomis 7, Loomis 7 FR, Omen 7, Omen 7 Extreme, 007, 007 Elite, baritones equals C1 Blackjack X baritone. Equals acoustics equals, the following list of acoustics are correct as appears on the Schecter website: Royal Acoustic, Orleans Acoustic, RS1000, GLP1, Hellraiser Studio Acoustic, Hellraiser Stage Acoustic, Omen Extreme Acoustic. Equals basses equals. The following list of basses are correct as appears on the Schecter website: 00 series equals 004 series, C series equals C4, C5, Damien series equals Damien 4, Damien 5, Diamond J equals Diamond J, Extreme basses equals Stiletto Extreme 4, Stiletto Extreme 5, Hellraiser series equals Hellraiser 4, Hellraiser 5, Model T equals Model T, Omen Bass series equals Omen 4, Omen 5, Omen 8, Stargazer series, Stiletto series equals Custom 4, Custom 5, Custom 6, Deluxe 4, Deluxe 5, Elite 4, Elite 5, Stiletto Extreme 4, Stiletto Extreme 5, Studio 4, Studio 5, Studio 6, Studio 8, Riot series equals Riot 4, Riot 5, Riot 6. Discontinued instruments. The following instruments are no longer in production by Schecter Guitars: Banshee, 00 series equals 006 Elite, 007 Elite, C series equals C1 Classic, C1 Tremolo, C1 Jolly Roger, C January 30th Anniversary Model, C1 Exotic, C1 Custom XXX, C1 Shedevil, C1 Shedevil FR, C1 EA, C1 Elite, C1 Special, C1 Stealth, CB 2000 Cellar Blaster, C7 Plus, C1, C12, S series equals S1 DLX, S1 Plus, S January 30th Anniversary Model, S-1 Elite, S1 Hot Rod, S1 Scorpion Tribal Doubleneck, S1 Barbara Bling, S1 Black Widow, S1 The Devil's Rejects, S1 Vampira, S1 Blackjack. Hellraiser series equals Avenger Hellraiser FR, Avenger series equals Avenger The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Beginning, Banshee series equals Banshee, Damien series equals Damien 7, Griffin series equals Griffin Limited Edition, Griffin 7, Hellcat series equals Hellcat, Hot Rod series equals Hot Rod 39, Artist series equals Jerry Horton C1, Jerry Horton Tempest, PT 30th Anniversary Model, PT Custom, Sinister Custom, Vengeance Special, Vengeance Standard, PT Diamond Series. Point series equals PT Elite, PT Blackjack, Aviation Collection equals PT Flying Tiger, PT Bomber Girl, S1 RAF Spitfire, Tempest Midway, PT Bottoms Up. Ultra P51, Tempest A10 Warthog, Ultra F117 Stealth, Tempest Series equals Tempest 30th Anniversary Model, Tempest Deluxe, Tempest New Orleans Saints NFL Katrina Relief, Traditional 30th Anniversary, Unknown Series equals V7, A5X Cellar Blaster, A7, SW3500, T1M33, Acoustics, SW Classical, SW1000, SW2000, SW2500, SW3000/RW, SW3000/QM, Acoustic Elite, Diamond ACS Acoustic, Basses, Griffin, Ultra Bass, C4XXX, 004 Series. Custom Shop, as well as the mass-produced Diamond series, Schecter offer a custom guitar service. On their website, Schecter says, the custom shop is reserved only for orders made through a Schecter authorized dealer. Example projects include, House of 1000 Corpses, Tempest Tartan, Dawn of the Dead Tribute, CS1 No. 26 Pints Nashville, CET Flame Co., Hollywood Classic. References, ABCDEFGHI Gill, Chris. Schecter, A Guitar History. Guitar World 27 pages 76 €80. Artists. Schecter Guitar Research. Retrieved April 27, 2013. Mullender, Michael. Schecter turns 30 inches guitarplayer.com. Archived from the original on September 27, 2007. Retrieved April 15, 2007. AB Schecter Guitars website, http://www.schecterguitars.com/ index.asp, accessed December 18, 2008, 21:00, AB items not present on Schecter Guitars website, http://www.schecterguitars.com/ index.asp, items are shown in discontinued section and in the past catalogs, accessed February 25, 2012, 0650, displayed on the Schecter Guitars custom shop page, http://www.schecterguitars.com/ custom.asp, accessed December 18, 2008, 2140. External links, www.schecterguitars.com